one.
Thank you.
Someone back here said when you're down 5-1, you have your opponent right where you need him, where you want him. How are you able to do this?
Oh, I think it's just some belief in my techniques and knowing that if I get a chance on top, I'm very powerful with some turns and I can pin people. So unfortunately, it's okay to get taken down and have my feet not be as fast as they once were, but I'm figuring it out and just know that I have some strength and some creativity on top.
Well, would you agree this season between the Open and now, you've been able to rally for some reason when everybody thinks you're ready to count you out? Why?
Yeah, I'm not counting myself out, so I think that's just an outsider's look to a few points down and just some rust kind of being kicked off. I think I'm underplaying how amazing it is of what I've been able to do the last 10 months. I mean, these guys were pushed out and birth is traumatic and horrible on your body, and so there's just a lot of work that has to be done and still trying not to pee myself. So there's just kind of some things that are going on with my body now that I just have to still do a lot of work and effort for. And so I'm just thankful that all my training and all the years of me perfecting techniques on top and just being gritty and staying in matches are paying off.
So all of that considered, is this a different feeling, more grateful feeling making the world team this year?
Yeah, it's a shorter training cycle. So like I said, there's some things it's almost like an injury where you have to come back from a major event or surgery, and so the things that are still healing are still healing. But I did have a year and a half where I wasn't having my fingers busted, I wasn't having little bumps on my eyes or my head, and so there is some healing that happened and some gratitude and joy that happened with these beautiful babies. And so I don't think I'm being as stressed with the wrestling piece of it, which has allowed my mind to be a little bit more free and given me some time to really be able to embrace what my skill sets are on the mat. And capitalize on some youth's mistakes. I think we're still looking at a young group out here that make mistakes, and I'm able to capitalize on them. And they're athletic, they're coming, I know that for sure. So I'm working hard to stay ahead, and just I know that in a year from now, when the time is right, I'm going to be firing on more than I am right now. So it's just going to take a little bit more than a couple weeks of rest. You need to sleep more.
Not too many women wrestlers out here have twins.
Yeah.
How are you doing this considering what you are doing as a mother as well?
It's taken a lot of just help. Honestly, I've been very grateful with the support that I've been able to have. We got an au pair right away, and she lived in our home and took care of the babies while I was able to heal a little bit, and she could hold them, and I could, do my workouts just like with them by. She'd come in the wrestling room, just be so hot, and these poor babies be sweating, and I'd be sweating. Everyone had to rehydrate after practice, and so just, I made my goals and dreams matter as much as taking care of my kids, and it's been great. I've been able to get my workouts in. I've been able to balance and figure out exactly what I need. And what's nice is I've done this before, so I know the pieces of the puzzle. I feel like a lot of athletes out here are still trying to figure out and fine tune. I know what it takes for me to get out there and to really be where I'm at. And at nationals, I knew I wasn't ready. And so I think a lot of people were like, oh, it's not Adeline out there. And I knew that. I hadn't done a sprawl yet. I had just gotten cleared from a few things. I still was struggling with some just body stuff that I needed to heal from. And so I knew every month I was going to get better and better. And with the kids getting bigger, I'm not breastfeeding as often. And so we're down to just 4 or 5 times a day, huh? Which is 10 with twins. But yeah, no, I've got to figure out just how to balance all of that. And there's just some new challenges, and I'm embracing them. And you get these moments of pure joy where they're learning to walk, and they're, like they say mama the day of nationals, which you did.
It seems important for you to have your little ones with you as you're doing this, to show us that type of thing. Someday this little one will be much older, understand. Yeah. What do you think he or she, will understand, and what will you tell your little ones?
I hope they see that they were important, but so was I, and my dreams and goals matter too, and you can be a mom. I mean, this is something I've wanted for a very long time, and I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out with support. I'm using my words to say, I'm too tired to go to practice today. I need more help at night with the kids. And I think we need more women who speak up and ask for that help and get that support. And so I think it's a good lesson for all of us just to see that we need to ask for what we need. And a lot of time people answer those calls, and you have to sometimes push to get what you need, but it's working. And I'm very, very blessed. I have a supportive husband. I have my mom that lives close by. I mean, it would be so much harder without that support system, and so I do know that for sure, but it's also something that I'm able to ask for and get.
Hashtag mom strength.
Mom strength,
Talked
yeah.
about it yesterday, right?
Yeah, mom strength.
Looks like you brought it out a little bit today, right? We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, we have some leverage out there for sure. You know, like it's body type differences. I'm strong and I need to slow down the match a little bit. And Kennedy has speed and length, and so that speed and length capitalized on myself in the beginning of the match. But by the end of the match, I was able to kind of elongate those limbs and use it to my advantage. And I think that's just a greater understanding of wrestling in some of those positions and using my strength to get the pin.
Beat the streaks, right?
Yes.
Such a huge part of what you've done, and you've always performed in this event. It always hasn't meant the same thing. It's been an exhibition.
Yeah.
Now it's for all the marbles. What's Beat the Streets meant to you, Adeline?
Oh, I'm so grateful for Beat the Streets. They're doing such great things for kids, but also for us. I mean, they're allowing us to be part of this organization and introducing us to people and this crowd, and it just highlights and kind of marries a very beautiful thing that they're doing, but also a great thing that I think the athletes are able to step into a call of being role models for these young kids.
What were your immediate takeaways coming out of the Open as to what it would take to get back on this team this year?
I wasn't sure, and I wasn't even sure coming into this if I was ready. You know, I have a lot of healing still to do, and I know that, and it's just going to take some time. So I knew that the Kennedy's young, and I could, you know, maybe come in and find some mistakes that she was at, and I felt like I was moving well. I felt like there's a lot of things that I feel really good with, and I feel great postpartum, but I haven't quite stepped into that feeling great for an elite athlete yet, and so I'd still fine-tuning, still pushing. It was only 20 days between World Team Trials and now, so I did the best that I could and came out, and luckily was good enough to make it on another World Team. My 10th World Team, which is pretty cool.
You hope to be healthy though by September. You talk about this
September. September's still a lofty goal, honestly. So, I mean, I'm going to qualify the weight for sure. I mean, Team USA has a job to do out there, and we have 6 weight classes that need to get qualified, and that is a huge deal. It is so hard to go to those last chance qualifiers and do other things. So we have a mission to qualify weight classes, and I think I'm going to be ready for that for sure. I think I'll be big and strong and ready to qualify those weights, but September still might be some more healing and some more strength. It takes time to really come into a full athletic piece, and I spent years just dedicating to this body and to this craft, and it might take more than just a couple months.
You talked about the young kids coming up. We heard a lot about them, but
Yeah.
Sarah's back on the team. You're back on the team. Jen Page breaks through.
Oh, I know. Jen used to be my roommate.
But just you had a big part in those. You think about, I had a huge part in those kids when they were 10 years old when they made their first World Team, or maybe not even that old.
Yeah.
Just what it means to see them coming up, and do you ever stop and think, hey, I had a big part of this group coming up, me, Helen, Sarah, and others
Yeah,
too.
you know, Helen and I started in high school together, and I saw Sarah make a breakthrough, and there's a lot of still veteran women who are on this team and doing well, and I think we still have some work to do. So we are not finished on this grand stage, and I think we have a shot, and we feel a little cheated from what happened in Tokyo with just COVID and the restrictions. We didn't get the full experience, and so I think some of us are just trying to buy back that experience a little bit and get a shot at another medal. You know, like having multiple medals like Helen's been able to do would be incredible to have on a resume, and feels great. So I think we're looking for that, and I think these young athletes have a long road ahead of them to make sure that they're ready to combat these veteran athletes.
How much do you love the sport to do what you've done to come back, open team trials? Just, how much do you love the sport?
It's a hard sport. It's a hard one to love. There's a lot of beauty in it, but it's a hard one to love.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.